Hey you guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Virginia and I cover all things faith, lifestyle, and everything in between. And today we are talking books. Today we're actually going to be diving into the finally complete Skyland series by Miss Kennedy Ryan. I already told you guys this is a Kennedy Ryan Stan account, so you already know we're about to get into these books now that it has been completed with the much long awaited for Can't Get Enough. But before we get into that book, let's get into the two before. Now, this is one of the most beautifully written, emotional, and healing romance series I've ever read to date. Okay, so I love this series so much and I hold it near and dear to my heart. As you can see, I have my trophies right here ready for us to get into. Now, this will be a spoiler light review, so whether you're new to the series or you're just wanting to get a little refresher before you dive back into the series with the new drop, you're in the right place. So let's talk about Before I Let Go. Now, Before I Let Go is the first book of the series. This is where we meet everybody that actually matters. It primarily focuses on Yasmin and Josiah. So they are two people that actually used to be married, but now they're just co-parenting and still very much so deeply connected. So it is giving very much so second chance romance in this book. So if that's not your thing, then book one might not be your favorite, but that's okay. But what happens when the love is still there and the wounds are still fresh? That's what this book kind of dives into, is the what ifs, right? So in this book, you're exploring grief, we're exploring depression, we're also going to be exploring co-parenting and rediscovering love. And it's not the dreamy fairy tale kind of love, like it's more so the kind that you fight for. So in this book, it's definitely it's not a quick, easy, breezy type of feel when it comes to the love. It's definitely going to be some fighting. It's definitely going to be some working and earning that love back, if that makes sense. But what I also will say is that it is a tender book. It is a very raw, real, and emotional book that is very much so well written, because we know that Kennedy Ryan, she doesn't shy away from the hard things. She doesn't shy away from the hard topics. She doesn't shy away from showing therapy and hard conversation and healing in real time. So in book one, you're going to get all of that. Now let's talk about book two. This Could Be Us is actually probably my favorite of the three, but let's talk a little bit more about it. In book two, we follow Soledad. Soledad is Yasmin's best friend. So remember Yasmin from book one, okay? So this is an interconnected series. So book two follows and focuses on Soledad, who is Yasmin's best friend. Soledad is introduced to us married, but we get to watch her transition from being married to a divorcee. We get to watch her journey through single motherhood, and we get to see her literally rebuild after betrayal, okay? This book right here gets me ready to tussle every time. For good things and for bad things, but you got to read for yourself to find out what those things are. But we really get to watch her rebuild, and I think that's one of the things that I love the most about the book. But she's a single woman, she's a businesswoman, and she's just a woman that all around refuses to shrink for anybody else. And I love that about her. I love that for her, and I love and hope that any woman that actually reads this book takes that and digests that and adopts that mindset for themselves, because shrink for what? In this book, we also meet Judah. Now, Judah is not only the complete opposite of what she's used to, but he's exactly what she needs. Like, Judah is, if you have a list of book boyfriends and Judah is not on it, I don't know what you're doing with your life, because Judah is everything, okay? I love Judah. I love Judah for Soledad. I love Judah after what she's been through and what she goes through with her ex-husband. Baby, Judah is everything. Okay, but this book is more about emotional safety, self-worth, and learning that love doesn't have to hurt to be real. Okay, and I think a lot of us could be reminded of that. Like, love does not have to hurt in order for it to be real. And so I just love that that is an underlying theme and message in this book that, again, is something I feel like a lot of us could take away, and I just really enjoyed it. But now let's talk about book three, Can't Get Enough. Now, this book is focused on Hendrix. She is the third friend in the mix, the third best friend. We meet her a little bit in the books before, the book one and book two, but this book is focused on her. And I'll say this book caught me off guard, because the way that we meet Hendrix in the books before, they give us an idea and a view of her, and I guess maybe the way that I read it, I was expecting something totally different, because the way that she is just so comfortable with her sexuality, the way that she is just comfortable in her own skin, she is her own, like, she is that, okay? She gives very much so 1000% confidence, and she is that friend that is going to also encourage you along the way in your journey. She's gonna pump you up. Like, she is that girl. Like, everybody needs a Henny. Everybody needs a Hendrix as a friend. And so in this book, I was thoroughly surprised, but pleasantly surprised at the way that Kennedy Ryan chose to show Hendrix in her life and really give us a glimpse of her heart, beyond the shell that she puts up, beyond the exterior, beyond the rich auntie vibes, beyond like all of the confidence. We got to really see a softer side of Hendrix throughout this book, and I really enjoyed that. And so Hendrix is this big boss chick, of course. She's doing her thing, but she's also grappling with the reality of her mother's condition, which is Alzheimer's. And so I'm gonna pause right here and say that if you are planning to read this book or any of the books in the series, definitely make sure that you check out the trigger warnings in the book, because it can get emotional, it can get tough, and the things that are discussed can be a little triggering for some. And so I want to make sure that you know that it is okay. And I love the way that I can confidently say that Miss Kennedy Ryan addresses all of the hard things, all of the hard topics, the grief, the depression, the addiction, the health scares, whatever the things might be in any of the books. And that's not all of the themes or topics that are in necessarily this book, but throughout all of the series, every topic and theme that she touches on that might be sensitive, I will say that she handles it with so much care and so much love and so much intentionality, which I absolutely love and adore. And that is one of the reasons why I can recommend this series and why I love and adore this series. But back to book 3. In book 3, we also meet Maverick Bell. Now, he's a mogul. He's a money machine. He's a money making machine. He is a boss in his own right as well. And they almost have this like forbidden love type of thing going on, but it's also a pure love. It's also a beautiful, easy, earned love and relationship type of situation. And so we get to watch them build and we get to watch them navigate, but it's definitely given very much so grown woman. It's not giving chaos. It's not giving foolery. It's not giving fight or flight continuously, like chaotic. Like, it's none of that. Like, it's very romantic, and again, a lot of softness. I will say it gets a little tough. At times there are some tough points in the book as they're navigating through some things, but overall it's just a really beautiful read. And it's almost a story of second chances that gets a little messy, but we get to see the beauty of what it looks like to open up your heart again and to really explore what that means for you and what that could possibly look like on both ends. And so all that to say that the Skyland series is such a beautiful series, and I highly recommend that you read it. But it stands out most to me because it's not just about love, it's not just about relationships, but it's actually about a lot of healing. It's about Black love for sure, which I definitely love that we get to see more of that. I love reading about that at any given time. I love to see a Black woman and read about a Black woman being loved well. That is always and forever going to be a highlight of mine, okay? And with Kennedy Ryan books, we always get to see our Black women, our women of color, get their happy ending. And again, like I said, it doesn't always come with hurt and chaos. It's about healing. It's about Black love. It's about Black joy. It's about family, and it's also about forgiveness. The whole entire series has all of these themes pocketed in and out, interwoven in and out so beautifully. And for that, I'm grateful. I really enjoy those things. And I just think in this series, Kennedy Ryan just does a really great job of showing us that romance can be grown, it can be grounding, and it can be transformational. So if you love books and romance novels with emotional depth, mature characters, okay, and real life characters with real life stakes that are actually relatable, like not even like far-fetched, like off the wall type stuff, like no, like actually relatable characters with relatable situations and narratives and journeys, then I think this is the series for you. If you've never read it, I do think that you would absolutely actually enjoy it. Now, I will say they do get a little spicy. Okay, so I also want to make you aware of that. They do get a little spicy. They can have their moments. Some books a little bit more spicy than others. And that's one of the things too about book 3. I was expecting it because we were introduced to Hendrix in the way that we were, and because she expressed very early on like how she is when it comes to her sexuality. I just expected her to have a totally different journey. But I think it's really ideal for the reader that wants to see and read about not only just romance, like I said, not only just the lovey-dovey like type of thing, but also if you're a fan of nuanced storytelling. Like if you want to see therapy, trauma, and triumph handled with care, then Kennedy Ryan has absolutely delivered that flawlessly in this series. Now, I already let y'all know, I already let the cat out the bag and told y'all which book was my favorite, which is book 2. But I want to know, if you've read the series, let us know in the comments what your favorite book of the series is, if you can pick one, because I know it can be hard, but I do think there are so many similarities in the book because it is an interconnected series, so obviously it kind of flows very well, but I do think that each of them is different in their own way. So I would love to know what your favorite of the series is in the comments, and let me know your favorite moment from any of the books as well, because I would love to know like what parts really got you a little riled up. And if you haven't read it before, let me know, are you adding it to your TBR, and which one are you starting with? Because the other thing that I forgot to mention is that these books are able to stand alone, so you don't have to read them in order. You can start with Can't Get Enough, which is the last book that dropped, book 3, or you can pick up book 2, or you can pick up book 1. You're not gonna miss out on one thing by not reading them in order. So that is also another cool fun fact about this particular series. Now that is all that I have to share without completely spoiling the books for you guys, which was very hard. But I thank you so much if you've gotten to this point for watching and listening to me yap about these books, because baby, I'm in my book reading bag and I love it here, and I love the community. I know I've been gone for a minute, but thank you for waiting, thank you for being patient, thank you for watching. And if you're new here and you haven't yet, I want to encourage you to go ahead and take a moment to subscribe so that you don't miss out on anything else in the future, because I've got a lot of books to update you on. I've got a lot of book reviews that are going to be coming, and I want to make sure that you don't miss out. So join me here for more cozy book vibes and real raw reviews and all of the things. But until next time, go ahead and make sure that you read something that moves you, and I can't wait to see you in the next video. Bye.